You may not be thinking about your health care plan when you stop by your local library. But here at Richland Library, you can come in to make an appointment to sign up for Obamacare. You better hurry over because the deadline is January 31st. This is one of the 2 planes that Reese Hall owns, making it the 38th plane that he's had over his lifetime. He started flying back in 1952. We're about to take off. Let's hope he's not too rusty. Here at Colonial Life Arena, you can find fans on their feet as they cheer on USC's men and women's basketball team, and the excitement doesn't stop. Saturday, they play Kentucky at home, and they'll be bringing the heat. Music stores in the Columbia area have seen a reaction from Prince fans. Here at Manifest Music, they have sold out all of their Prince CDs, and this is one of 3 of the remaining vinyl records that is for sale at this store. At the South Carolina Capitol grounds, the 3rd floor of the Gressett building was at capacity today. South Carolina senators discussed the controversial bill that would require transgender people to use the bathroom of their birth gender. Senator Joel Lowry made it clear that unlike sponsoring Senator Lee Bright, he does not support the bill.
And the senator from Spartanburg and our old friends and colleagues, we just could not disagree more on this proposal.
He continued in an explanation of where the bill can go.
If the bill does not pass the full committee, then it's over and done with. If the bill passes the full committee and it goes to the floor, I can assure you that we will use every procedural tactic available to see that this bill doesn't come up for passage on the Senate floor.
The meeting was then opened up to the public, whose comments were even stronger. Reverend Johnny Gardner was appalled this was even a topic.
If you'd have told me at my childhood that I'd have never even thought we'd be discussing this. God only created 2 sexes. He created male and female. God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Following Gardner, 2 parents explained transgender children, including their own, face enough challenges aside from choosing a bathroom.
When she revealed herself to us in 2nd grade, she decided to wear fingernail polish to school for the first time and was worried that she was going to be made fun of. I came to her class that day to help other children with their lessons, wearing nail polish myself, so she would not have to go through this alone.
This is just day 1 of the debate over the controversial bathroom bill. Sponsoring Republican Senator Lee Bright is confident to see this bill pass the General Committee, with the majority of the committee being made up of Republican senators. But even if the bill does pass his committee, it's unlikely to become law, with the comments Nikki Haley has made saying that the bill is unnecessary. As the testimonies continued on, one thing was clear. Regardless of opinion, everyone in attendance felt very strongly about this bathroom bill. Malik Rankin, Carolina News. In this demographic segment of the show, we'll be looking at race, gender, age, and religion and the effect they've had on the candidate's path to the presidency. Our team coverage begins with race. In the South Carolina primary, the Democratic Party received the majority of its votes from minorities, 61% of that being the black vote. In the Republican Party, only 4% of the vote was made by minorities. The Republican frontrunner's poll numbers seem to be unaffected by his racial rhetoric.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Shik Sabaga is a political science professor at Midlands Tech. He says Trump reaches his supporters by playing on their fears.
It's not so much how conservative you are, but how well are you reaching out to people's fears about their economy and the direction that the country is going. Some of the rhetoric is very unfortunate, and I'm sure not the direction that the country probably would want to go in.
The direction of the country is reduced to political slogans. Trump says to make America great again, and Clinton wants to make America whole again.
Nothing divides America like war and peace, black and white, rich and poor, and it's unfortunate that one of the candidates in a major party is appealing to race in a way that maybe divides Americans.
Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton campaigned hard for the black vote in South Carolina, setting a pattern for other southern states on Super Tuesday.
Back to us. Nobody Nobody said Black Lives Matter until this brave and powerful woman stood up for us.
As minority voters work to Clinton's advantage, the absence of them doesn't seem to slow Trump's momentum.
As the primaries move out west, it's going to be very interesting to see the degree to which Latino voters turn towards Hillary Clinton, and to what degree do they look to Senator Cruz or Senator Rubio for both the Republican and Democratic parties.
And if Trump is nominated, minority voters will have to decide how to assess his very controversial statements before the general election. When I spoke with Professor Shik Sabaga, he said the general election can really boil down to that minority vote. South Carolina's men and women's team are both #1 in the SEC, and their loyal fans are always there to cheer them on at Colonial Life during their home games. Miles Hilliard hasn't missed a game his entire college career. Not even a microphone can distract him for long.
And that's the energy that the crowd brings to games that allows your home team to win those difficult moments.
Coach Martin says it's not just our players, it's everybody, especially the fans.
And that was a moment where our team needed them. And you know what? They responded and they helped us.
Whether Hilliard is cheering for the team,
Boom!
or yelling at the refs,
Hands! Hands and foul!
you'll find him with high energy on his feet for every game. Here at Colonial Life Arena, you can find fans on their feet as they cheer on USC's men and women's basketball team, and the excitement doesn't stop. Saturday, they play Kentucky at home, and they'll be bringing the heat.
Guess who's #1? The Gamecocks. Let's go. Up next, Big Blue. We gonna do it to them Saturday at noon. Big Blue, we coming for you.
Malik Rankin, Carolina News. Former President George W. Bush is campaigning for his brother, Jeb Bush. Donald Trump has made the Bush presidency an issue of the 2016 campaign.
The World, I lost hundreds of friends. The World Trade Center came down during the rain. He kept us safe. That's not safe.
In Charleston, President Bush was not going to let Trump's comments go unanswered.
But we do not need someone in the Oval Office who mirrors and inflames our anger and frustration.
He continues on, making it clear that he is speaking about Trump.
Strength is not empty rhetoric. It is not bluster. It is not theatrics. And in my experience, the strongest person usually isn't the loudest one in the room. My big little brother, Jeb Bush.
As the stage is handed over to presidential candidate Jeb Bush, he defends his brother.
I thought it was a little strange that a front-running candidate would attack the President of the United States, who did keep us safe, while he was building a reality TV show. I'm sure it was a fantastic.
The campaign trail continues here in South Carolina, and this rally is unlike others, as President George Bush is here to endorse his brother, Governor Jeb Bush. Some rally attendees weren't as concerned with what Governor Bush had to say.
I want to hear what his brother has to say.
And others were there to decide which candidate they want to support.
I got it narrowed down to between Jeb and Marco.
For Governor Bush to succeed, he must meet high expectations, especially while he is trailing behind Donald Trump. Malik Rankin, Carolina News. At 85 years old, you can't keep Maurice Hall out of the sky, not even after a scare during one of his first flying lessons back in the 50s.
I got out of the airplane and started to walk off, and I was so scared my knees buckled, and I had to grab the strut of the airplane to hold on to it.
This is one of the 2 planes that Reese Hall owns, making it the 38th plane that he's had over his lifetime. He started flying back in 1952. We're about to take off. Let's hope he's not too rusty. And we're off.
At one time, I enjoyed flying so much that I would try to fly every day, and it's down to 2 or 3 times a week.
During our flight over Columbia, he's clearly comfortable in the cockpit. Hall first found his hobby of flying during his time at UNC Chapel Hill in 1952. He was drafted to the military during the Korean War. Upon his return home, Hall was eager to get his private flying license.
I hadn't studied. I didn't know anything about those tests, but I went in there and took it. And a week later, I got a letter back saying, "You made 72 and you passed."
Even after 64 years of flying, Hall still finds himself achieving unlikely milestones. Just last Saturday, he won the Wright Brothers Memorial Award for 50 years of flying.
But of the pilots I've known, there are not a whole lot of them left alive because I'm so old.
As for Hall, he plans to keep flying as long as he can. And as our flight over Columbia came to an end, for Hall, it just means that he can look forward to the next time he gets to take off. Malik Rankin, Carolina News.